Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Express. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Mother's Day weekend to everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Express. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and we are welcoming you all to this experience. Um, we hope that everyone had a good week. But now it's time, the weekend is here, and we are going to have a lot of fun here today. I'm here to tell you all about the weekly shows. Some I've seen, some I didn't seen, but I'm going to give you my take on everything that is wrestling here today on the Wrestling Express. The Wrestling Experience, excuse me, not Express, Experience. So use the hashtag, ladies and gentlemen, use the hashtag, what are you doing, WWE? Use the hashtag, what are you doing, WWE? And that will tell you a tall tale sign of what I'm talking about here today on the Wrestling Express. Experience, excuse me, not express, experience. Let's get that great. Um, Again, like I said, I hope everyone had a good week. I hope that the weekend will be as kind to you as always, and that you all have a great Mother's Day weekend. Um, so we are going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about AEW. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. And next week, I'm going to have a major announcement about the next show, and I think you want to stay tuned for that one. Please, if you want to follow me on social media, you can. You can. Yes, you can. You can do www.earlc. That's WWE Earl C on Twitter. That's WWE Earl C on Twitter or Instagram. You can always follow me at Earl C99. Also, you can follow me on Facebook as well. So that's Facebook, YouTube. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel as always. Um, yeah, you can subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or you can follow me on Twitter. The Twitter sticks. Yeah. So, um, putting on my glasses here today so I can give you all these weekly show reviews. So how is everybody doing today? And I hope everybody's doing well on this Friday, May the 7th, 2021. Hard to believe we are in the month of May and we're heading into the month of June. Crazy, but it's true. Um, let's just go over Monday Night Raw. Um, Monday Night Raw was terrible. The show was a culmination of a train wreck, and it was a culmination of a letdown. First of all, the booking, again, as I said before, the booking is incorrect when it comes to Raw, and this is the problem that we have here is the booking, the booking. We keep going back to the booking. Poor booking decisions, and that's what killed Raw again. Uh, for many months and many years now, Raw has been overkilled, and it's been deep fried in what I like to call overkill booking and redundancy of the same matches. Um, Never before and never again will we ever see Raw like this. Um, I just hope that we never see Raw like this again. And that is the ultimate. wrong with Raw. The matches did not make any sense whatsoever. And don't even get me started with Mansoor debuting on Raw. Terrible booking decision. Um, his 49-0 win streak was down the drain when he took on Sheamus this past Monday. It was just horrible. So let's just go through what I saw. And well, first of all, let's just jump to the main event. How about that? And then we work our way down. Um, Bobby Lashley took on Braun Strowman. Now, here's a problem that I have. Here's a problem that I have. If you have a main event for the next pay per view, which is WrestleMania Backlash, okay, and you have Strowman in the ring against Lashley, wouldn't you want to protect your main event for Backlash? Why is Strowman taking on Lashley when he's in the triple threat match? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you booking Lashley and Strowman in a match where Strowman is in the triple threat match? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And I probably won't. But Lashley should not be in the triple threat match. I mean Strowman, excuse me, Strowman should not be in the triple threat match. It should have been it should have been McIntyre versus Lashley. But we've digressed over that. WWE does what they want to do. So they added Strowman to this match. But again, if you're going to have Strowman in the match, then why is it that he's in the main event on Raw? Makes no sense. Made no sense. Dumb booking decision, by the way. Dumb. I would have protected the main event a lot better than that. But anyway, um, Lashley wins with a spear. Down goes Strowman. Okay. Um, was the match decent? I would say so, maybe. On an entertainment level, it was decent. But again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, and I said before and I'll say it again, why is Lashley in this match? I'm sorry. I mean, why is Strowman in this match? I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Again, again, like I said, use the hashtag that is scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now. Use it. Um, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Strowman is ridiculous. First of all, he says that it's hard to write for fickle fans. The fans are not fickle. The fans are they're telling you what they want. They're telling you what they want. Okay? They're telling you that this is not working. You can't tell the fans that they're fickle. Strowman is dumb. I'm sorry. He's just I don't know what to say about Strowman. Strowman is just ridiculous. I mean, it's like, come on already. Come on with the thing. Come on. Are you serious? Are you absolutely serious with Strowman? Are you absolutely ridiculous? You're ridiculous. Strowman is just out of his mind. It's not hard to write for fans. You know what it's hard? You know what it's hard? It's hard for us to watch this raw crap. That's what's hard. Week in and week out, we are fed crap. That, that's what's hard. That's what's hard. And there's no sugarcoating it. But that's what's hard. That is what's hard for us to sit there as viewers, as an investors, to sit there and to watch this diatribe of a weekly episodic show every week. That's what's hard. That is what's hard. But again, I digress. I digress. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do digress. Strowman is ridiculous. He should not be taken seriously, and it's just he should not be taken seriously. He really shouldn't. So we had we then had that main event. Okay. Then we had the Raw Tag Team match. Almas, AJ Styles, New Day. I mean, this match was no good. I mean, New Day retains. New Day. I mean, New Day retains. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm just all over the place. I apologize. Omos and AJ Styles retain with the phenomenal floor on top of Omos. What is there to say? What's there to say about the match? Was it decent? I guess so. I don't know what to say about Omos. He can't wrestle. The dude can't wrestle. He reminds me of the great Khali. He can't wrestle. He's just not entertaining for me. I'm sorry. He cannot wrestle. The dude cannot wrestle a lick. Can't wrestle. And then you take them off WWE TV for God knows how long after WrestleMania. You didn't bring them back. So what was the sense of giving Omos and AJ Styles the tag team belts if you are just going to just remove them entirely from the picture, the booking picture? Does that make sense? You win the WWE Tag Team titles at WrestleMania, but then you're not on the night after Raw. You remove them from the show, and then they come up with this vacation crap. Like we're supposed to buy all of that. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. No one's buying that. No one's buying it at all. Anyway, AJ stands there and he I mean, he's carrying the team. Basically, he's carrying the team. Omos can't wrestle. This is the worst booking decision I've ever heard of. I've never seen anything quite like this. I've never seen anything of this magnitude, of this nature. I mean, what in the world? Who booked this? Like, come on. Who booked this stuff? You can't make this stuff up even if you tried. I mean, this is lunacy. This is lunacy. I didn't. The match was. I don't even know what to say about the. The match was. It was kind of like one-sided, almost. I don't know. I just think that in this day and age, you should not. You should not do anything of this magnitude and do anything like this. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. Then we had then we had the vignette for Eva Marie. Now let me explain something to you with this vignette. Okay? If you think Eva Marie is going to save Monday Night Raw's ratings, you are not a wrestling fan. She is not going to save this show. No. Why bring Eva Marie back? For what? She was released a couple of years ago from WWE. She was released, and now all of a sudden WWE decides, oh, we made a mistake, we're going to hire her back. Uh, Come on, guys. Come on. Don't insult my intelligence here. Eva Marie is not the end all to be all. She's not. She couldn't even wrestle in the ring. That's how bad Eva Marie is. At least Mandy improved her wrestling skills in the ring, which I'm kind of scared of because ever since she did improve on her wrestling, she's been bitten by the poor booking. But Eva Marie can't even wrestle. She can't wrestle. So why are you bringing her back? For what? For what? Why are you bringing her back? Guys, you can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up. Can't can't make this stuff up. Even if you tried. Sorry, my clock's going off. But you just can't make this stuff up. You can't. No. No, you can't. Even Marie vignettes, she's coming back. Whoop de doo. So what? So what? So she's coming back. So what? Do you want me to jump up and down? Do you want me to do handstands? Do you want me to do cartwheels? Do you want me to do what? I'm not impressed. I'm not I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that. But I'm just not impressed. Charlotte Flair took on Dana Brooke. Now, WWE fans on Twitter are upset with this Charlotte Flair situation. And so am I. I mean, first of all, she took on Dana Brooke. Okay, she wins the match via the submission. Match wasn't terrible, but Dana Brooke is horrible. Dana Brooke is she's horrible. She can't wrestle. She just can't. I'm sorry. I mean, she just can't wrestle, folks. I'm sorry. I know that there are Dana Brooke fans out there. You're probably gonna shoot me. Probably gonna shoot some arrows at my direction. But I'm sorry. But she can't wrestle. She can't wrestle. She can't. She just. She can't. Okay. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't deny it. Don't go past gold. Don't collect $200. She can't wrestle. She legitimately cannot wrestle. She can't. So she's punishing Dana in the ring, and Mandy Rose saves Dana and kicks Charlotte out of the ring, drop kicks her when she was in the figure eight. Kicks her out of the ring. Boop. Out you go. So then, first of all, this whole situation with Charlotte, I think, is very upsetting. First of all, you let go a whole bunch of slew of WWE superstars, and then on top of it, you then throw salt in the wound by bringing back Charlotte. Now, Charlotte was suspended. Charlotte was suspended indefinitely and fined $100,000 by WWE. Or so we thought, until her bestie Sonya Deville saves her, makes her apologize, and she gets reinstated. Am I missing something here? Why is Sonya Deville a WWE official when she should be in the ring? Like, what's going on here? Like, what are you doing? As an example down below. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, this is absolute lunacy. I can't stand her. I I cannot take her anymore. She did not earn. Listen to me carefully, folks. She did not earn to be added to the triple threat match. She did not earn it. Why is she in the match? Why is she in the match? She didn't earn it. She didn't earn it. Nor should she deserve it. There are so many women in the women's division that you could have gave this title opportunity to, but instead you give it to Charlotte Flair? Excuse me? So everyone in the locker room is peanuts to Charlotte Flair. She's not the end all, the be all. You made a poor, and I mean very poor, booking decision when you did that. Very poor. I mean, come on already. Why is Charlotte? Why is Charlotte in the triple threat match when she didn't earn a dang thing? I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Don't insult my intelligence. Come on. You can do way better than that. Way better than that. All right. Sheamus taking on Mansoor. Wrong, 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 wrong. All wrong. This was another dumb booking decision. Another dumb booking decision. Another lazy booking decision. First of all, you couldn't have Sheamus lose because he's a champion. And you certainly shouldn't have never let Mansoor lose by disqualification and gave up his 49-0 win streak. So you know what you do to solve this problem? What I would do when I was booking this, if he were on to get his feet wet on the show, I would have booked him with Drew Gulak, not Angel Garza, but I would have booked him with Gulak. Mansoor takes on Gulak. Okay, Gulak takes the loss. You protect Gulak, but you also protect Mansoor and you keep his streak alive. That's what I would have did. But no, they gave Sheamus to Mansoor to Mansoor. And he lost the match via disqualification because Humberto Carrera comes in the ring and attacks Sheamus and then continue their feud. Now, I would have booked Sheamus into something else. Maybe Angel Garza could have taken on Sheamus. So he would have taken a loss in the match when Humberto Carrera came in and attacked Sheamus. But it would have made more sense that way than flip flopping it the other way. Terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible. All the way around. So Mansoor loses by disqualification. Sheamus broke kicks Mansoor. And he also broke his Humberto Carrera. And away we go. Will we see a United States Championship match with him and Humberto um, at WrestleMania Backlash? Maybe. That hasn't been announced yet. That hasn't been done and over with yet. Damian Priest. Damian Priest taking on the John Morrison's. Yeah, John Morrison. Mrs. Attachment Piece, as I like to call it. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, and I'll say it again, this is just absolutely ridiculous. I am sick and tired of seeing Damian Priest going against either The Miz or Morrison week in and week out. Get Damian Priest away from The Miz. Get him away from The Miz. You are hurting Damian Priest's star power by keep attaching himself to The Miz and Morrison. He's got to feud with somebody else. I mean, come on, there's so many men back there in that curtain, that in that locker room that he could have been feuding with. Instead, you are booking him in these stupid matches with Morrison and Miz week in and week out. It's redundancy. It's redundancy already. And if you don't think it's redundancy, then something's wrong with you. Come on. This is absolute redundancy. We don't need to see the Miz. We don't need to see him taking on Priest. We don't need to see the Miz take on Priest. We don't need to see Morrison take on Priest. We need to see Priest take on somebody else. We need to see Priest take on somebody else, not the Miz and Morrison week in and week out. It's redundancy. We've seen it already. Move on to something else. Like, what are you? Look at the hashtag. Look at the bottom of the screen. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get the Miz away from Morrison and the Miz for the last time, for the love of Peter. Enough already. Enough. We don't need to see the Miz. We don't need to see. We don't need to see him. We do not need to see the Miz and Morrison against Priest. We don't need to see it. We don't want to see it anymore. Okay. Angel Garza taking on Drew Gulak. Now, backstage, they had this tussle, had this interaction. He talked about he was going to take the rose and stick it up where the sun doesn't shine. Well, he did just that. He did just that. And I can't believe he did it, but he did it. He defeats Gulak with the wing clipper. He then takes the rose and puts it up his butt and then punts him in the butt. I don't find that entertaining. I think that's disgusting. Uh, are we five? Are we five? Is this Nickelodeon? Am I being punked here? What is this? Like, what are you doing? This was just dumb. You beat him with the wing clipper, then you stick the rose in it. Dumb. Just like the tomato backstage throwing it. And are we five? Alexa Bliss's segment, another dumb thing. Alexa Bliss is horrible, by the way. That Funhouse thing she's done, she's just horrible. It's just horrible character. Horrible. Trash. Horrible. I don't even want to go there. Mm-mm. Trash. But this Angel Garza thing, that was absolutely ridiculous. It was stupid. I don't know who wrote that. I don't know who booked that, but it was dumb. It was just dumb. Not good. Not entertaining. Not anything. Dumb. Dumb. Sorry. Stupid. Let's see. All right. Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party. Taking on Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. You know, Lucha House Party wins via pinfall. Grand Metalik pins. I believe it was Shelton, I think. Yeah, I believe. But after the match, Shelton Benjamin um, and Cedric are no longer a tag team. Look at what he become. Look at what we become was what Cedric was saying. He said I should have dumped you. He went on about how he should have dumped Shelton. He wanted out of the Hurt Business, and he's done. So the Hurt Business is no more. Cedric and Shelton are no more. And the only one standing in this whole mess is the WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley. Again, like I said before, and I say it again, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't understand why they disbanded the Hurt Business. I didn't understand it. I mean, this was just I don't even know what to say. I don't have any words for it. Rand Mattingly picks up the win for the Lucha House Party. The implosion of the tag team of Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander unfolded in front of our eyes, and I just don't know what to say about it. I mean, what do you say? Like, what do you say? Like, how do you say it? I don't think this was the correct decision. I don't think it was the right direction to go into. I mean, they were the Raw Tag Team Champions. They didn't have such a good run. The WWE didn't believe in that kind of a run. So they broke it up. They broke them up, made them drop the straps, dismantled the team, and we just move on. Nothing really I can say. It was. I wouldn't have done it like that. I wouldn't have booked it like that. But okay, I wouldn't have broken them up. But okay, the WWE doesn't believe in their tag team division anyway, like they did before. So I've debated that on many shows about the WWE tag team division, and I washed my hands of it. Basically, I washed my hands of it. I don't agree with it, but okay. And then Randy Orton and uh, Riddle defeated Elias and Jason Riker. They defeated Elias and Jason Riker. Very strange bedfellows. Now, a couple of weeks ago on Raw, Randy Orton takes on Riddle in the ring. Riddle then gets a huge upset over Orton by beating him. Then all of a sudden, Booking decides, haha, we gotta make these guys a tag team. So the next day on Raw, the next week on Raw, we get to see these two as a tag team. Huh? Am I missing something here? Why is Riddle teaming with Orton when he defeated Orton just a couple of weeks ago? Huh. Huh. You see where I'm getting this? You see where I'm coming from with this, right? Why is Riddle? Why is Riddle teaming with Orton if he defeated Orton just a week ago? Wouldn't you want to carry the feud between Orton and Riddle just a little bit longer? Wouldn't that make more booking sense than to have them as a tag team? I'm just throwing it out there in the universe. It would have made more sense if you had them as a as foes, taking on each other to continue the feud. Maybe it would have been a great feud. But then you gave them one and done, and then you made them into a tag team. That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Confuse the audience? You absolutely did. And you achieved it very well, by the way. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't I don't see it. And I probably will never will in my lifetime. You guys I don't get it. I don't get it. All right. So that was Monday Night Raw in my review. Horrible show. D minus. It was a mess of a show. A mess. A mess. Let's move on to NXT. NXT. All right. All right. Let's go down the NXT road. This Tuesday night, NXT took place on the USA Network at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on the USA Network. We had this was a decent NXT. I especially love the main event, the street fight for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. I'll talk about that. I'll expound about that. However, I was a little disappointed. A little disappointed because I don't like playing hot potato with titles. I told you that before. Those storyline hot potatoes should not be happening in wrestling. and I'll talk about a little bit about Dynamite as soon as I'm done with NXT because I need to talk about the main event. We're gonna gloss over all of the other matches. I mean, they were what it is. Um, we all knew SCU was going to win the number one contendership. They're going to go after the Young Bucks next week for the titles. We all know that everyone is clamoring for a heel turn, but I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that later. But first, let's get into NXT. Um, Falls Count Anywhere. We had that. We had the opening contest. Falls Count Anywhere. Leon Ruff taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott. This was better. Listen to me carefully. This match was better than the other matches that these two had. This had intrigue. This had drama. This had weapons. This had moves. This had everything. The only thing I was disappointed with was the finish. I didn't like the interference from his entourage. I didn't care for it. He should have won clean, but I digress. The match was good though. Didn't care for the ending, but the match was okay. In my eyes, it was okay. It was good for what it was and what it was booked for. It was good. It told a great story. It told it put another asterisk in this feud, and it kept the fluidity and the interwoven very good. I enjoyed it. It was great for what it was, and this was absolutely scintillating to say the least. Um, the fight did spill on the arena floor. Both men fought on the floor. There was a full toolbox used, and it was. I mean, it was just move for move, hold for hold, counter for counter. This was just absolutely what you wanted to have happen in a false count anywhere match. These gimmick matches, they have to live up to their billing, and this did. It did. Um, a series of springboards, a series of springboards, and um, however, in the end, there was a couple of toolbox. Like I said, there was a toolbox used in the match. They used springboard cutters were used. Moves like springboard cutters were used. Um, Ruff Ruff on several occasions nearly had the win in this match. He nearly had the win. He nearly did. But unfortunately, AJ Francis came in and snuffed the rally right out of Ruff, and Swerve picks up the win in the ring with the 1, 2, 3. Thanks to Francis, who stopped Ruff's momentum in this match. Afterwards, you saw Isaiah Swerve leaving the arena with his entourage. They're laughing at what they accomplished and what they won. Um, I I would like to see some kind of a faction going on here. Maybe something with AJ involved in the faction. I think that'd be a great idea. I think they're booking this in that'd be a good idea going forward. Would I would want to see another match between Isaiah? Well, I mean, there is that element of that interference from AJ, and we're probably going to get the final chapter very soon. In my opinion, I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's exactly what's probably going to take place. Probably. Um, I think that they would definitely benefit from the match, and I think that they would benefit the final trip because there's an asterisk here. Would Ruff have defeated Isaiah if AJ wasn't involved, if he didn't get involved in the match? Probably he would have, probably. But we would never know because of the interference. So they left a question mark, a hang on. And that's something that needs something that needs to be addressed at some point. So okay, so um we then had Cameron Grimes versus Asher Hale. And of course, to the moon, Cameron Grimes. Um, I I like Cameron Grimes. I do. I think he's very entertaining. I like this thing with Ted DiBiase. He wins by using his finishing move, the cave in, and then he wins the match. Um, again, I thought the match was okay. I didn't think of it. It was I didn't think it was that bad. You know, I didn't think it was that bad. But anyway, I digress. I didn't. I again. It was what it is. It is what it is. Excuse me. It is what it is. I didn't think it. I didn't think it was. I again. I just did not. I thought the match was okay. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't sloppy. It wasn't uncoordinated. It was okay. It was what it is. Um, and then afterwards, Grimes goes to the VIP and he sees Ted DiBiase, and the club is closed for the night because Ted DiBiase took over and closed the club. I mean, okay. I mean, is at some point Grimes going to be managed by Ted DiBiase? That's a possibility. But we'll see, right? We will see. Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher took on the Grizzled Young Veterans. Now, last week on NXT, these teams were in the ring, and they cut a beautiful. I I thought it was great, a great promo. The match was good. Okay, the match was good. However, this match lacked two key elements in the match. First of all, it lacked drama and it lacked intrigue. Now, what I mean by lacked drama and lacked intrigue, um, if you were going to book this match, if I'm a booker, I'm going to book this match because MSK is the current NXT Tag Team Champions. Okay, they're the current Tag Team Champions, MSK. Right? Okay. Wouldn't it made sense? Listen to me carefully. Wouldn't it have made sense, booking wise, if you would have booked this match for the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Champion? A lost opportunity here for WWE. Lost opportunity. a very wasted, lost opportunity by the WWE. You could have booked this match for the number one tag team championships, but you did. You did. You screwed the pooch on this one. You had the opportunity in your lap. You could have booked the match. The match ends with a Fujinami armbar. That's tough for me to say. And Wade Barrett's shoe. So that's how the match ends. The match ends with a Fujinami armbar and Wade Barrett's shoe. I can't make this stuff up, even if I tried. So Thatcher blasted Gibson with Wade Barrett's shoe, and then puts him in the Fujinami armbar for the win. You can't make this stuff up. But again, like I said, there was a lost opportunity here. You could have made this a number one contenders match. Dang it. Dang it. If you would have just booked that way, it would have made that match so much more intrigue, more drama. Darn it. Lost opportunity. Just like the WWE. Here's the hashtag. Karrion Kross segment was a mess. This is where the show went. Ooh, down to the basement. Karrion Kross is in the ring. Balor is in the ring. Gargano came in later. O'Reilly was in the ring. You had Pete Dunne in the ring, all vying to come after Kross for the. This segment was a mess. This was a mess. Absolute horror show of a mess. And you can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Can't make this stuff up. I didn't understand it. I don't know. There was no point in it. It made no sense. All of these men fighting for them to be what? I mean, if you had O'Reilly in the ring, what you should have done was you should have had O'Reilly just in the ring and then have him challenge Kross for the title, and then either have him say, I accept, or have some drama behind it, or have him say, you're not worthy of getting the title. But when you had all of these other men come out, I was like, what is like what is this? Like, what are you trying to convey to the audience? Again, it's a hashtag. I mean, I mean, really? Are we going there? Really? Okay. Um, so Ray, Saray took on Zendaya Ramir. Good match. Good match. I don't have anything to say about it. She picks up the win, Saray. The match was decent. The match was decent, to say none the least. Excuse me. I don't have anything. I don't have anything to say about this match. It was good for what it is. She debuted last week. She won. She came back again this week, and she won. The match was not uncoordinated. It wasn't sloppy. It was good, decent. It was okay. LA Knight took on Jake Atlas. This was a squash match. A squash. LA Knight picks up the win. It was a competitive squash match. That's what I call it. It's a squash. There's nothing redeeming about the I mean, it is what it is. And then we had the main event. I believe that, yeah. Yeah. We had the main event for the NXT Women's Championship. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart take on The Way. LeRae, Candice LeRae, and Indy Black Hartwell. Now, during this match, Candice LeRae was trying to get Indy to focus on the match. She saw that Dexter Lumis was outside of their locker room. She rolled up the shade. She was trying to not have, she was trying to have them focus on the match itself. The match was decent. The match was excellent. The match was great. I don't like playing hot potato with titles, but this was great. Candice LeRae picks up the win, and she solidifies herself in the match. She wins her championship. It was well deserved. I think it's about time Candice LeRae had some kind of championship to her name, to her asterisk. I thought this was a very good match. I didn't have any problems with it. The only problem I had, the only issue I had, was playing hot potato with the title. I think that Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart should have had a little bit more of a role for those titles. But however, that's not what the WWE wanted. That's not the road they wanted to travel on. Um, she in the match they used trash cans, they used ladders, they used anything but anything was done. I mean, there was a spot where Amber Moon was on the ladder, and they did the swanton bomb on the ladder. That looks so painful. I had to look away because I was afraid for Amber Moon. I really was. She was injured before with her Achilles, and I was like, I just hope that she's okay from this spot. But she was. And the what LeRae used was William Regal's brass knuckles, those black brass knuckles that I think Johnny Gargano took from William's office and gave it to LeRae to use. I think that's what they used, and I think that's what he gave her. And they used it plus the chair, and we have new NXT Women Tag Team Champions. I mean, again, like I said, Lorray deserves to be a champion. I think it's long overdue. I just don't like playing hot potato with titles, and I think that Amber and Shotzi should have gotten, in my opinion, in my estimation, in my opinion, I think that they should have gotten more of a title opportunity, and they should have gotten a lengthy more title opportunity. But that's my opinion. That's my opinion. So that was NXT. That was NXT. Um, okay, so we had AEW. AEW. We had the blood and the guts. We had the blood and the guts. Okay, first of all, I did not like the ending to Blood and Guts. Okay, I thought that this match should have ended better than the ending it got. Jericho being threatened to be tossed off the cage, the inner circle quits, the pinnacle wins. This was a war. This was a bloody mess war. The scars to prove it are unreal. Look on the internet, you'll see the scars. Absolutely, absolutely scintillating. This was absolutely the most brutal match. The only problems I had were the following. The match itself was okay, but it wasn't live. Half of the match was taped and half of it was live. So you had half of it taped and half of it live, and it was spliced together. That's what they call in production spliced. It was put together and it was interwoven together. So you saw the tape portion, which is the live audience. The live audience saw the tape portion of the show while they were on commercial. So the live audience saw the tape portion of the match. And when we come back from commercial, they were already they had already had them introduced. They were walking around the cage, the first person in the cage, the first. So all of this was done tape. And why was it done tape, the first portion? Because Tony Khan said that he could not, he said it was very difficult for him to put together two rings in the arena. First of all, this is lazy production. If you're going to have a show, now look at NXT. NXT had war games. Okay. If you're going to have war games where you had two cages in the ring, you're gonna have two cages. I mean, if you had two rings and a cage in the ring, that is to be built the night before in the arena floor, so that this way you have your measurements and everything is correct, so that this way it looks good on tape on TV and it looks good in presentation wise. You make sure the sound is correct underneath the ring. You make sure that the combatants that are in the match are coordinated correctly, which ring they're going to start in first, and everything else. So all of that's done the night before. All of that's rehearsed. All that's done before. It's all production. So I think that this is a lazy cop out for AEW to say, well, we couldn't put two rings together and we couldn't. No, that's lazy production. You could have done that the night before. That should have been done the night before. You shouldn't have taped that. You cheated the audience out of a live production of the. You cheated them. So AEW had to give back money. They gave back refunds to the audience for cheating them out of the live experience. So so then so then we had the inner circle being defeated by the Pinnacle. I didn't like the ending. I didn't care for the ending. SCU, they're going to take on the they're going to take on next week the heels of the AEW Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. Again, I think SCU is going to break up next week. We're going to see a heel turn. Excuse me. We're going to get a heel turn. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my weekly show review. I did, however, see AEW Elevation. I don't have time right now, unfortunately, to go over Elevation. The matches were decent. The matches were decent. I'll tell you that much. The matches were decent. Miro, well, I'll go over it quickly with you. I'll go over it quickly. Um, this past Monday, AEW Elevations took place. Miro took on Will O'Day. Miro wins. Abaddon took on Ryo Mizunami. Abaddon wins. John Moxley was on the show. He defeated Andrew Palace. D3 versus Preston, number 10, Vance of the Dark Order. 10 wins. Orange Cassidy took with Chris Statlander versus VSK. Cassidy wins with a beach break. FTR took on the Hugh brothers. The FTR wins. Nyla Rose takes on Maddie Wiskowski, and Nyla Rose ends with Beast Bomb. Nick Camarado with the Factory took on Baron Black. Nick wins that matchup. And then we had Red Velvet versus Ritka. Reva. I think it was Reva. I'm sorry about the names, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry butchering names. But Reva took on Red Velvet, and Red Velvet wins via spin kick. So, and then we had, let's see here. We had Private Party with Matt Hardy, and he took on Grant Jones and Duke Davis. Party wins with a sunset flip. Then we had Thunder Rosa taking on Willow Nightingale, and Thunder Rosa wins that contest. Dylan McQueen making his AEW debut took on QT Marshall. QT Marshall wins the contest via Crossroads. Of course, he was sending a message to Cody Rhodes via Dynamite when they had that match. That was a good match, by the way. QT Marshall and Dustin and Cody Rhodes had their matchup on Dynamite this week, and it was really good. Chaos Project can't take that tag team. Taking on the Gun Club. Colton Club hits the Colt 45 for the win. And the main event was The Blade and Matt Hardy versus Allen 5 Angels of the Dark Order and Colt Cabana. Hardy hits the Lychee for the win. So the Hardys win that matchup. And folks, that is it for your weekly show reviews, analysis, and everything else in between. I'm Earl Cole. I'll be back next week. Oh, by the way, I won't have a guest. And I will, it'll be a surprise guest. So I'm not going to tell you who that surprise is, but we will have a surprise guest next week that's going to join us here on the Wrestling Experience. Again, like I said, folks, use the hashtag what are you doing WWE. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Enjoy your Mother's Day weekend. I will be back here next week with another surprise guest. Until I see you next time, this is Earl Cole reminding you once again, save me a great ringside seat, and I'll see you when I see you. And have a good weekend. Enjoy Mother's Day. So long, everyone.